Hi everyone, my name is Prerak. Today I have a whiteboard and a marker with me. I'm going to discuss about some future plans that I'm thinking about on this channel and on something else that I have in mind. So the first thing that comes to my mind right now is technical English. You all know that I am into technical English nowadays, and I'm trying to get some sources from where I can learn technical English. I want to be spontaneous while speaking. The normal talks that I have, I want them to be in English, and English that is professional, that is presentable in an international market. Because it is a tool, English is actually a tool which gets me access to all the people around the world. What they think can be presented to me with the help of this tool. This tool helps in making the other person imagine what's going on in my head. So this tool is actually very important. Although I can understand and speak decent English, but technical English requires some practice. And that practice can only come if I actually meet people who speak that kind of English. I will fail miserably for sure, but that is how the learning curve begins. I preach a lot about J curve in my LinkedIn. Whenever you start something in life, the first step, if you see a downfall, be mindful of this fact that you are in the right track. First you have to fail, and then when you learn, then you reach the lowest point and you realize that this is impossible to do, and then somehow the muscle memory starts hitting up and you start to learn a little better, and then you reach to the break-even point, the point where you started earlier with new learnings, and then there comes growth. This is your graph, J curve, how J curve looks, and this is how learning happens. And this is true for everything that you want. If you start learning driving, you will feel like it is impossible to do. If you start learning English or play a game or any skill that you want to learn, you have to go through this. And many people give up in this phase of J curve. A person who survives will reap the benefits, will reap the success. So keeping this J curve in mind, I had a conversation with some of my seniors, and I came up with the decision that I will bring people who are not from India into this channel. I will try to make some podcasts with people who are better than me, who can speak on technical subjects which influences or which turns out to be beneficial to my mind, plus as well as to you guys. For that, I'm not thinking, this actually is an action plan. I've thought about it enough, and a podcast is coming up. So keep your seats tightened up, hold on tight to your seats. A podcast is coming up. Probably it will be called as Discord Talks. A new YouTube channel will be made, but some clippings or some short video clips will be uploaded on this channel also. For that, you guys have to wait a little, but this is coming up for sure. The first topic I haven't thought about, but it probably will be related to some tech stuff, and eventually weekly one episode will come. Some clips that we find useful from that video will be uploaded everywhere. Let's see how it goes. So a podcast named Discord Talks is coming up. So I just wanted to let you all know, and we also have a very knowledgeable guest, probably a co-host in that podcast. That will be my friend, which I met online through Discord only. So let's see how it goes. We both have huge plans for it. We'll work hard for it, and we'll try to get as many people as we can who will actually benefit you all, who will provide value to this video, and as a result provide value in your lives. I actually respect all those people who invest their time in these videos, because we have so many things to do in our lives. But if you thought of watching this video, probably you feel that this channel is useful, this channel is valuable. So I would like to add more onto this value with each passing video. That's why I keep on improving myself, and I'm also passing through the J curve. Let's see where this growth takes me to. The only two best friends, discipline and consistency. Keeping these in mind, I'm operating in this world, in this life, and I preach this a lot To any person who wants to be successful in life, pick up one thing, be disciplined and be consistent, you'll be the best. One more thing that I realized after coming to IIT Mandi, I was trying to post something on LinkedIn also, but I am struggling with how to express it in words that actually are meaningful. Dimensional approach. How do you approach real life problems? So, when it comes to mathematics, the core mathematics that involves theoretical things, I'm not talking about the mathematics which is done in finance, but just give me a second. Yeah, so I was talking about dimensional analysis and moving more on that. Dimensions, actually thinking about life, because in life, in mathematics, we have unique solutions. We have two dimensions, let's say expenditure and sales. If we keep on increasing the sales, it is a linear relationship, it is a growth. If we keep on increasing the expenditure, our sales will also grow. And a point, let's say demand and supply, we get a unique solution in mathematics. But in real life, this is not the case. There is no right or wrong solution. What works for me might not work for anyone else, because humans are not rational beings. We don't operate like yes, just a particular yes. We change our preferences over time. A person knows that smoking is dangerous for health, but still he smokes. If he is rational, if he is actually logical, he should realize that it is not good for health, but he smokes. There is no one single solution. I don't know how to make a graph of it, but our decisions are sometimes based on emotions, which makes these deviations come to place. And that is why we can also observe this around. If our statistics that we preach a lot was that good, we should be able to make infinite money. We should be able to invest in stock market and come with 1000x returns if people were rational. If production increased with labor and capital, we would all be millionaires right now. But that doesn't happen. People are not rational. A product that someone likes today, a customer might not like that tomorrow. It happens a lot. So to deal with this irrationality, we have to first learn the core concepts of dimensions. What variables in life are dependent, what are independent. On top of that, we have to figure out on which axis I should put a business object. Will my problem statement will be 3-dimensional or multi-dimensional? And after putting that into the structure, into the analysis space, I can apply math to it. And I'm not talking about life situations, I'm talking about business situations here, because in the end you have to make money. To make money, you have to solve business problems. So in business problems, we have business objects. My business objective could be identifying a relationship between sales and expenditure. Then I have to think first that sales are independent of expenditure. Expenditure is advertisement are also independent of sales. So I can put these on two different axes. On top of that, I can also add a quality of the product that is also independent of these two factors. And now I have to somehow make out a relationship out of these three, come up with some points based on data, and I get a scatter plot in 3 dimensions, and then I can apply math on it. If from origin I try, this is a 3D line, okay? If from origin I try to make a line that best fits all of these 3 dimensions, I get a regression line. With that regression line, I will be able to find the extent to which how my independent variables are related with each other. I can also find correlation, how dispersed the data is from the best fit line, what is the skewness of the data. I can also predict what will be coming up in the next few years. This gives me conviction, this gives me a solution which can be worked on by adding more mathematics and more real life experience to it. But to come to this model, the first thing is to realize what will be my independent variables, which business object should be added to the independent axis. That is the first step. How many independent variables are there? If you know how many independent variables are there, you will be able to figure out how many dimensions do I have to work in, how many dimensions I have to take care of. If there is just one dimension, it is unidirectional. You can obviously make it on a 2D plane, but the dimension is one, because we only have one independent variable. With time, when weather changes, that is unidimensional. And then we have two dimensions. When the data changes in two different axes independently, and there is no dependency of x on y, they both are independent. There is a point on which both x and y satisfy, but they are not dependent on each other, and the point that satisfies both x and y is known as a unique solution. Unique solution are those values of x and y which satisfy both the equations at the same time. This is the graph of x, this is the graph of y, and we have a unique solution, just one solution. In real life, we might not have unique solution. This is in 2 dimension, and if we add one more dimension to it, a third dimension, my point will now have 3 dimension to it, x, y, z. Now my math totally changes. In 2 dimensions, I cannot represent a 3D object. If I have a cube here, there is no possibility in this world to represent this in a 2D object. Even if I try to fit it onto this plane, I will only get the projection of it, and that is a square. If I have a sphere with me, if I try to fit it in a 2D plane, I'll only get a circle. I will only get the projection of that 3D object, and that is a circle. So any object of low dimension can exist in a higher dimension. In a 3D plane, a square can exist. And in a 3D plane, a plane can exist. This is a plane that passes through the origin. This is a plane, and there can also be a square, a cube that is of 3 dimensions. It has 6 sides to it. From any side that you look, you will see a square. Similarly with 4 dimensions, when we move up the dimensions, what are we actually doing? First of all, we have a point which has 0 dimensions. Only thing in the universe that has 0 dimension is a point. When I stretch this point, infinitely many points, in a single direction, I get a line that is 1 dimension. When I stretch this line into another direction, infinitely many points, I will get a length, and this becomes my 2D plane. This two dimensions, now I get a 2D plane. When I stretch this a square that I got more, I get height to it, and this becomes my cube. When this is 3 dimension, I have this direction, I have this direction, and I also have this direction. Now when I stretch this cube into another dimension, 4 dimension, which I can't imagine with my head because that is beyond the scope of my understanding. When I get 4th dimension, I get a tesseract, a supercube. When I see a cube in 2 dimensions, whatever side, whatever angle direction that I see my cube from, I will get a square. 6 squares I will get. And similarly, applying the math to 4 dimension, I will get a supercube. Whichever side I see it from, I'll get a single cube. And I can't visualize the whole structure, how that cube would look like, because my mind doesn't operate in the 4th dimension. Because of my mind's limitation to operate in 3 dimensions, I can't actually analyze, but I can apply math on it if I am able to identify that my data is having 4 dimensions. Data analysis, anything that you name, visualization, everything starts with this dimensional approach. When you get dimension, you can apply any math to it. Any function that you have, you can apply, you can play with the data. But first you have to learn how to analyze what type of data you have. Data analysis, then visualization come. On top of this, everything is done. One more thing that I had in mind that I want you all to know is there are only two ways to make money in this world. Either you innovate, you make a new thing that people need, innovation, or marketing. Either you create a new product that everyone wants, that everyone will pay for, or you make an existing product more famous. You market that in front of people who actually want that. There are only two ways of making money. Rest everything is a process that is involved in these two. When you innovate, you require cost, you need resources, operation, logistics are required, but everything starts with innovation. You want to create something, finance, accounts, everything is involved in this. Operation, logistic, what to acquire, what not, what people do you want, HR, everything comes into innovation. Or marketing, when you have created a product, you already have a system, but you want to reach masses, you want to reach chunks of people, then marketing comes to place. What is marketing? If there is a product that exists, now you have to showcase it in front of people who are potential buyers. If the product sells, the person who innovated will be happy, the person who bought it will be happy, and they will give you the money in exchange to the value that you're providing them with the help of this product. Only two ways to make money in this world: innovation or marketing. Choose your forte and reap the benefits. Become an expert in one of them. Learn coding, do video editing, do anything. That is marketing. You are marketing yourself, you are the product. If there is no product, you are the product. Okay, so these were some concepts. More than 1 hour. I'll probably speak more data, more things will come up, but eventually it will go on. I told you, we have a podcast coming up. In Discord talks, you'll get to know all this stuff. So we talked about the podcast, we talked about dimensions, we talked about innovations and marketing today, and enough value was added today also. So guys, like this video. Any insight, questions, anything that you feel like talking about, upload it in the comment section. If you want to get in touch with me directly, personally, my socials are available. I'm available on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously on YouTube too. Feel free to connect to me. I will be open to help. I'm open to help whoever you are. Okay, like this video, share it. This is valuable. We'll meet tomorrow. I am uploading these videos for 2 years straight. My transformation is transparent to all. 2 years MBA Data Science and AI. Prerak Sharma signing off. Let's meet tomorrow. Bye guys.